All right, let's just go live. I mean, I'm just kind of following the case, honestly. It's very bizarre. Do you agree with her? Okay, Nancy Grace. I mean, she has a point. She says statistically it's a he. Intuitively, instantly, I disagree with that. For whatever reason. No, I agree with what she's saying, but intuitively, I feel some feminine energy behind this for whatever reason. Do you guys agree with that? Disagree with it? Here, let's continue on. Wait, what the fuck did you say? KLOD? Oh, okay. So she's saying, does he have an attachment to the area? I mean, we've said that. I mean, yeah, I agree with what she's saying. Hello, hello. No, no, there's audio. I can't hear. Is it me? I can't hear Nancy. Oh, you guys can't hear Nancy? Hold on. Here, let's try this again. Here, I'll start this over.
Night. A new message.
Can you hear
Now
that?
they're back at the home.
Let me know if you can hear that right away. Type it in. Do it.
Now the media has been pushed out.
Do it now.
Again, no proof of life. And, the deadline is getting near.
What's up,
and
Exotic?
There's no path to communication with
Bird
this
Brain,
individual.
what up?
You covered crime
Thank you,
your
Lisa.
entire adult life. What do you make of all this?
A lot. From the get-go, I have believed that
A
the
lot.
author of these ransom notes is local. It's a he, statistically. He has.
All right, real quick. Do you guys think that Nancy's right about this person being local?
An attachment, DKOLD. Did he grow up there?
What's up,
When I
Taco?
was writing my first fiction book, I had to refer to a radio station, a TV station. I went to the one of my childhood, WMAZ. A sentimental attachment.
Sophia,
Did
what's
he
up?
grow up there? Does he watch it? I guarantee you he's watching right now. Now, while there was
I do agree that he's watching. Remember what Chandler said? No matter what, the killer's watching. Definitely watching.
no proof of life in this next missive, we are told that there was sensitive information. What does that mean? That could mean anything. That could mean her favorite color is purple. She likes oatmeal in the morning. Her first pet as a little girl was cinnamon cat. I mean, it could mean anything. It could be anything in there that only she would know and only the family would recognize. Now, why?
Sophia D says it's a man, but could be a woman helping. Absolutely. Some evidence kind of suggests that Nancy was kind of lured to the front door Like, hey, can you come to the front door? It's just me, innocent old me. Because apparently Nancy was able to view her cameras, but whatever she was viewing wasn't being documented because she wasn't, for whatever reason, paying for the service. Now, that could be strategically done by the kidnappers. It could be an oversight by Nancy. But that's beside the point. The interesting thing is that the kidnapper, for whatever reason, may have had knowledge of that. Now, how do they gain knowledge of that? Now, if Nancy's being targeted, it could be very easy for them to hack into the Wi-Fi. So we have FBI's cyber crimes against children showing up there. The only reason that they would be called there would be for the digital forensics. They're going to run the digital forensics on all the cameras, on all the computers, on the Wi-Fi system, all of it, right? Because usually when they're dealing with CSAM and stuff like that, that's their expertise. But in this case, even though it's not CSAM, their expertise is needed. Typically, they call them in, for CSAMers and things like that. But really, what they're looking for is digital forensics. Brian Solera, what's up? Sleuth, is Tucson, is that far from you? Less than a 3-hour drive. Yeah. Don't worry. Don't get ahead of me. It is the weekend. Anything could happen. Anything. Well, they don't know, Anthony. Nothing was recorded. All they can really grab is kind of like a digital footprint. So it's like, boom, motion sensors are activated. And then typically that would turn on the camera. But it seems like either the cameras were overridden or destroyed. Now, after the second message came through to the FBI, we watched the drone footage and the FBI was on the roof of Nancy's home. So it didn't look very hard to get up there. So if the kidnappers were up on the roof, it would be very easy for them to reach down and get their hands on the camera from above and maybe either cut the cable, rip them off, damage them, disable them, or whatever.
Is he choosing to communicate with a media outlet? Probably because, trying to communicate with law enforcement is like Daniel walking into the lion's den. No. He feels comfortable writing KOLD. He didn't put another deadline in. And most important, while everyone is looking at the negative aspects of this last message, I'm looking at the positive. This guy wants to deal. He wants to talk. I'm sure there's a number of reasons he's not communicating directly with Savannah or a sibling or law enforcement. He feels at home, better with, more protected with KOLD. And I guarantee you something else. There was something in that letter that just came down today.
What's up, Fishy? I don't know what the fuck Nancy's up to. This looks like the basic. Let's see. It might just be the drone footage. Dumb people won't listen to me. Hey, hi, Patrick. Pastrick? Pastrick? Brian Solera. If they get paid, I almost feel like there is no way of not getting it. Traced even with crypto, they know government will try to make it traceable. I feel there are tech savvy people. Yeah, they have to be tech savvy people if they're going to launder it, because immediately it needs to be laundered. Charles Manson. Patrick. Was this really wealthy? I don't know. Did you see the Nacy thing? Nacy? The other day linking Black Dahlia and Zodiac? That's not new. That's something I've seen a long time ago. Having a name like Charlie Manson might NEY. Laugh out loud, Anthony.
Put them up on the top of that roof, and they are now scouring the foothills in the area.
There we
the
go.
homeowner association in that neighborhood has contacted everyone living there, saying they're coming, they're searching. Please open up your properties.
See, they didn't go on to the roof until after the secondary message. So what they did was they searched kind of a little bit outside the front door for something very small. And then you had the FBI in the back behind the back fence area, and they have like a shed back there. It's like a shack. Makes you wonder.
Interesting that they are searching the properties of people in that very area, home to home, curtilage to curtilage. That's garage, shed, dollhouse, you name it. Why? I'm curious.
Let's see. Fishy, did she recently get the roof done? Maybe they're checking like if somebody did work. Well, what I think, Fishy, look, let me run it back a little bit. Maybe right there. Well, right where these guys are standing, all you have to do is really reach down and you could kind of grab the security camera. It appears to be a floodlight security camera solar panel combo. Now, from up here, if you reach down and grab it and just kind of rip it off of there or damage it or whatever, nobody's going to see you. You might just kind of see like the terrain start shaking and then boom, a black screen. Yep, the good old reach around. That's exactly it. Right? Don't look at me. Don't look at me, little puppet. Don't look at me, little puppet. How am I able to type words like infectious? No problem, but I mess up easy ones. Cause you're autistic, probably. Don't worry, we don't judge you. If I were to bet a case of Labatt Blue, Brian, on it, I'd say 4 people involved: Queen Latifah, Mark McGuire, Mayor Pittsburgh, and random hostess factory worker. Interesting. Is that an anagram? They took her car late. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I forgot about that. They took her car. So think about it. The kidnapper doesn't have a car, takes Nancy, puts her in her car, drives her to a secondary location to another group, and then drives back and then walks away. Right? It's as if they don't have any real footage of anything. Fishy says, "Is that beer?" Yeah, Labatt Blue is Canadian beer. We learned about it through Maura Murray's case. They found Labatt Labatt Blue in her. No, did she purchase it? Either she purchased it or it was found in her car, or both. A 12-pack. Yeah, that's the Maura Murray case. The good old reach around. Charles Manson says, sounds like an Indiana drug bust, the reach around. Hey, from what we hear from Justin Woodhouse, yeah, you definitely don't want to get tackled in that jail. They took her car late this afternoon. That's true. Is that beer? Absolutely. Canadian. Sounds like an Indiana drug bust. Reach around. Just watching the last show. What's up, Cindy? But they have her garage door opening time, don't they? Yes, they do. What's that got to do with anything? For life on me, I feel MM has to be linked to the Vermont girl. I don't know what you're talking about. Maura Murray. People hate Nancy. I think she's great. OG true crime reporter. Yeah, I don't mind Nancy.
Shed, dollhouse, you name it. Why? I'm curious. That tells me something, but I'm very intrigued with them going up on the roof. What was in that note that put them up on the roof?
Okay.
See,
they
me
went
and
back to the
Nancy
house,
are like, we're literally thinking the same thing. They got the second communication. They showed up. Boom. They were looking around the front door a little bit, like in the dirt. There was nothing there. And then immediately they went up on the roof of not only the home, but the guest home. So I'm right there with Nancy. Like, what were they doing? What was in the note that made them look there? Not only that, what made them come back to the home at all? Because they're near the front of the home, they're on the roof, but not only that, there's like a weird shed. There's like this weird old shed in the back of the property, and they're also searching in that area. So what the fuck is going on here?
Enforcement has gone back. By the way, they have over 100 local people with adjoining counties participating and the FBI. So there are a lot of resources now on the ground here. Back at the house, media removed. That's interesting to me. They don't want this guy knowing what they are up to, although you can see the shot from the roof. Now, one other piece of the puzzle, there was a Circle K that confirmed that law enforcement did go to one of their stores receiving a tip.
Okay, now we're talking. Let's hear what he says about the Circle K.
Regarding a vehicle of interest.
Vehicle of interest. See, that's what we've been looking for, right? Very similar to the Idaho 4, Brian Koberger. Remember his car. It was captured on a gas station security camera. This is what we've been waiting for.
Of interest, and their team provided them access to the store's surveillance video. Now, this is an issue that we discussed in detail last night.
There's talk of a van. Here, let me catch up on the chat real quick before we get out of control. Cindy, it's good to see you. She can be abrasive, but she's all right. Yeah, she just has her personality, but she's doing her thing. She's honest. OFC. This is dragging on way too long with the person kidnapping being an elderly person who heavily relies on medication. She might have her medication, Brian. You don't want to assume. Fishy. I guess I'm assuming that her car is in the garage. It was in the garage, but they took it for some reason. So I'm guessing that's why they took her car, was like to dust it for prints and stuff. I'm not sure. The thing is that they should be doing everything. Right? I was over on the interview room and they were like, why is the crime against children FBI division there? Because they're running forensics on the computers and the cameras and all of that. Because you have to do everything. That's the problem with law enforcement. They get tunnel vision. They should do everything, even though they may not think it has anything to do with the crime, right? Who cares if you think it's an online crime? If you're at a crime scene and it's at a home and it has computers and there's an internet, you should be doing digital forensics. It should just be common sense. You do physical forensics and then digital forensics. If you can, or if it has anything to do with the crime scene. Most cameras nowadays are connected to the internet. That's digital. Brianna Maitland, what's that? And Maura Murray. I know that case for sure. Why do I say like so much? Like is kind of gives you time to think. And then it becomes incorporated into your texting. Whose car did they take? They took that car right there. You see it in the garage? They took that car. Do you see it, Cindy? Nancy Guthrie's car. So the it was reported that the kidnappers didn't take it, but you never know. Like there's cases where the kidnappers take the victim's car and then bring it back. Like you can't just assume that it wasn't taken. I feel like that's the problem with law enforcement. They just assume too much. So it's good that the FBI is involved. They came back and reclaimed the crime scene, and they're taking the car to the lab now. Do everything. Bring in every division, check the computers, kind of like you would if it was an online crime, like a CSAM crime, right? Look at the computers as if you were looking for an online predator like Keegan Klein. For instance, there's a case that I'm getting ready to report on. You guys, I do real journalism. Trust me, I'm getting ready to do real journalism. I promise. There's a case out of Riverside. There's a story that I'm getting ready to break. It's about a very high profile law enforcement individual, and they were doing forensics on another case. They did digital forensics on a laptop for a completely separate case. And they found information pertaining to another law enforcement individual, a very high ranking official. And come to find out, he was soliciting prostitution for gay porn, or not gay porn, but gay prostitutes. So not only was he like not openly gay, but he was using company resources to solicit his interactions. Right? There's nothing wrong with being gay, but it's a scandal when you're in the closet and you're a cop and you're using your facilities to solicit sex. So this is something very big that's breaking out of Riverside. I have some exclusive documents, and I can't wait to do like an actual report on it. So you guys have that to look forward to. But that's what I'm talking about is scandal. There's just scandal everywhere, and I plan to find it as much as I can. Whose car did they tow away? Nancy's. That one right there, the blue one in the garage. Bird Brain. It said they'd find a broken floodlight. Yeah, that's why they're up on the roof right now. They're up on the roof because somebody busted the floodlight. So I have a feeling that they actually recovered the video, and the video just kind of shows it being destroyed from above, or something in the new message is telling them like, hey, we are on the roof. We left you a calling card. That's how we destroyed the floodlight, or whatever. There might be some inside information pertaining to the roof, the back of the home, and somewhere over there in the rocks. They were looking for something. I thought they already took her car. No, they didn't. So what I feel like they're doing is they're just kind of going over everything, Cindy, right? Like make sure you're doing everything. Like, did you process the car? No. Well, go process the car. Did you process the back of the property? No. Well, go check the back of the property. Did you check the roof? No, we didn't check the roof. Well, go fucking check the roof. Did you scour the rocks in the front of the home? No. Okay, well, go back and fucking scour the rocks. So it's almost like they're just doing everything so they can say, well, we did everything. Because local law enforcement, like they did in Delphi, they don't do anything. Right? Remember, they had to come back for the sticks? Like, what the fuck? You're telling me that you had bodies covered in sticks and you didn't take the sticks with you? What kind of investigative classes were you taking? Obviously, fucking shitty ones, and you're worthless. Charles Manson says Israel Keys can be linked to the area of Maitland's disappearance, but not Mora's. I don't know what you're talking about. I used to hate Nancy Grace. I still do. But I used to too. Ha ha ha. Huh? Say what? You guys are chatting too fast. Cindy Lean, it's good to see you. Fishy. Bird Brain, good to see you back. Let's see. Cindy, I started work at 5 Central. Anything since then, probably an hour before. I have no clue. Yes. Okay. So they sent a ransom note, right? One that was legit and it had a deadline. Well, we passed that deadline. It had a secondary deadline. Well, we were kind of debating in the chat, Cindy, earlier whether or not we believed that the kidnappers would reach back out, right? Even Cheeks, right? We're going back and forth. She's like, no, 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 they're not going to reach out. And they shouldn't have, right? They shouldn't have. But we're in we're like in an advanced technological age. So who knows? Maybe they have an angle that we're not sure of, right? That we're not, it's a new day. So for whatever reason, the kidnappers sent another communication. Shortly after the communication, they're back at Nancy's house. They're searching like near the front. They're scouring the rocks near the front of the home. They're kind of searching in the back of the home. There's like an open, like gravel area that appears to be. It doesn't appear to be anybody's land. I'm not quite sure what it is. Maybe an easement. I'm not sure what it is. But there's a shack back there. They also went on top of the roofs. I feel like the kidnapper could get on top of the roof, reach down, and kind of, destroy the camera, or at least cut it, or remove the batteries. Even it's easy. The door cameras, the ring cameras. You can just remove the batteries, and they're done. Both cases are possibly linked. I don't know about all that. Show how sloppy the investigators are. They released this so quickly and let media go all around there. And that was a huge mistake. And they know it's going to be a high profile. Well, the truth is that's how all cases should be. Like, it should be open. The stuff that they should keep private is anything strategic. Say they send DNA and it comes back, and they have, let's say there was multiple DNA. Well, let's just say we found Nancy. It's just Nancy's DNA. But the truth is, they could have found a secondary DNA. So there's things like that. But transparency is always key. Be as transparent as you can, and anything strategic, keep that hidden. Like with the Delphi case, there's no reason they didn't release the entire video. I mean, for instance, in the press conference, you had the local law enforcement say, "Oh, well, we have no video of the kidnapping," right? That's what they didn't want to say in the Delphi case. They didn't want to say that they didn't have video. But that's stupid. That's like a stupid amateurish bluff. Like, fuck that. You should just call it what it is. Like, hey, we don't have this. Here, this is what we do have. We need your help. That's what it's all about, is enlisting the help of the public.
And that is, okay, there's one way in, there's one way out. At some point, there has to be some camera, some place picking up license plates, vehicles, type of vehicles that are in the surrounding area, were in the surrounding area at the time of this abduction.
It's very simple. From the stream to the river, from the river to the ocean, there's an outlet. Just as you're saying, there's an outlet, even though there may not be cameras that are helping us in that neighborhood, there's got to be a stop sign or a red light. And another thing about this quick trip, where they got the surveillance, same thing happened in Brian Koberger. Same thing happened in Alex Murdaugh. You follow the road. You follow it to its natural end, its turning point, its dead end. You have to go one way or the other. And this quick trip is also telling me the direction the perp went. See what I mean? You get to the red light, that way or that way, he's going that way. Okay, what is that way? Where is that leading me? It's slim, true, but it's something. I would be on those red lights on every LPR license plate reader along that way. There are about 200 in the Tucson area. Knuckle down. Also, I just wanted to tell you, I spoke with one of the founding members of CAST, Cellular Analysis Survey Team, and they are all over it tonight. They have people there in DC working with people locally. The locals are trying to download what they can from the towers, and those elsewhere remote are analyzing it. Remember, there's only 3 really big servers, and that would be AT&T, T-Mobile, and VCW. All the other mom and pops use those lines. They are now identifying cars in that area that were there between that time, that critical time frame between 1 a.m. and 6 a.m. And they're finding cars that went in and out, not like an Uber driver, but stayed for a certain period of time and left. And remember, it's 2:30
So you
in
can
the
kind of see him
morning. Who's
searching there in
driving
the back.
around?
That's what I was talking about there. So the kidnappers kind of reach back out to them, and there's a shack back here, believe it or not. And I'm not trying to trigger all you Delphites, but something in the secondary message has triggered all of this. And I just want your help to try to understand what it is.
Time frame between 1 a.m. and 6 a.m. And they're finding cars that went in and out, not like an Uber driver, but stayed for a certain period of time and left. And remember, it's 2:30 in the morning. Who's driving around at that time of the morning on an early Sunday morning? I have great faith. Now, here's the problem with that, Sean. Burner phones. Because when you prepay, you can put, hey, my name is Bugs Bunny. You don't have to put your name or your
Tell
real
them, Nancy.
address,
Burner
your
phones,
real phone number.
bitch.
None of that. Because if it's a burner phone turning up in that
What's up,
area,
Taco?
they then have to find out where was it purchased, try to get video, the works.
That's
Then
that
they'll have
Rex
to see,
Heuermann
who did
shit.
that person, who did Bugs Bunny call? Is he calling his girlfriend? Is he calling his dope dealer? It's very hard when you got a burner phone, but
Yeah.
I know that
There's a
CAST,
reason that it's
Cellular
called a burner
Analysis
phone.
Survey Team,
There's a
is
purpose
about
for it.
3 inches up that tailpipe tonight.
Let's go back to what Harvey just revealed to us in the initial letter that he got at
Thanks,
TMZ.
Fishy. I appreciate that.
The letter said that.
And let's see. Fishy says, you do good work, Sleuth. You brought us Julian Powell and Patrick Westfall. Those were real journalism. The thing is, I brought you Patrick Westfall early on in the investigation, remember? Early. We dismantled the Franks memo. Like, we've been detrimental. So it's good to have people like Fishy give us credit. Thank you.
That Nancy would be returned back to Tucson within a specific time frame. That's very telling. He actually gave us a really good perimeter, great analysis of the distance it would take to drive back to Tucson. That's part one. Number two, neighbors say a suspicious white van was spotted on their street only days before Guthrie went missing. You know, one particular neighbor said he informed police about the unmarked van when he was questioned by authorities. Okay. This doesn't look like the type of neighborhood, Nancy, where you just happen to stop and let me sit here for a few hours and eat my lunch. And most
But it is
workers
Friday. I don't
are
really
in a
have a
van that is
bedtime on
marked
Friday.
with their company logo. So that seems odd to me. That seems like surveillance to me.
Yes, it does.
Nancy's like, let me school you,
And the fact that
bitch.
this was noticed by more than one person
You political
gives
pundit.
it the indicia of credibility. It's not just one Gladys Kravitz next door going, hey, I saw a white van.
Gladys Kravitz.
No, it's more than one person, and they seem to be credible.
You guys, Gladys Kravitz. Not sure how public that name is. The neighbor that saw the white van.
So that needs to be chased down. And now that they have the general description of the van and they've got a date, they're going to be able to go back to that red light I keep talking about and get a description and maybe even a license and track it down. That is big. Yes, it's a needle in a haystack, but it's something, Sean.
Time is going by, and apparently she's not in the best of health. She needs her medication, and time is really of the essence. And that second deadline warning that Harvey mentioned, that's chilling. That's why I think law enforcement is all in right now. Nancy, you've been phenomenal. We appreciate you as always. Thank you. Here, hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to.
Chief National Correspondent Jonathan Hunt is on the ground in Tucson. And Jonathan, if you can, I probably can't see our screen, but you're seeing aerial shots, what looks like investigators combing through the perimeter of Nancy Guthrie's house.
Yeah, Jesse, they have been there now for several hours. And I think picking up on one of the points you made, Jesse, what we have seen is very much this is an FBI operation at the house right now. I believe sheriff's deputies are on scene, but they appear to be there more to establish a perimeter, to keep the media back, to keep any looky-loos back. It is FBI agents who are on the ground that we have seen going through that property meticulously for several hours now. And also interesting that they arrived there just hours after that new message, apparently regarding Nancy Guthrie, came through. The Pima County Sheriff's Office announced that they were, quote, aware of that message in a post they put out on X, and said they were studying it for its authenticity. Then, shortly after they posted that message is when we saw those federal agents first show up at Nancy Guthrie's house. The media that were crowded around the entrance to that house, the driveway, were pushed back immediately. And as you look at the drone again, there you can see that they are now out as the sun begins to go down with flashlights, scouring, it seems to us, every inch of the property in what is a very thorough search. And again, Jesse, makes you ask, why wasn't this done sooner? Did the sheriff's department, again...
That wasn't a real person. That was a reference to the nosy neighbor in Bewitched. Oh, that's interesting.
Drop the ball on this, because the FBI clearly feels it hasn't been gone through the entire area.
I think he did take
enough. And
the
you can see them in the
Good to see.
on the outskirts of the property there. We saw, for instance, earlier,
I think she's alive.
An elderly couple who appeared to be neighbors of theirs leading agents around. And if you can just go, if we can show you one particular bit of video, if you can go to that, we saw agents up on the roof of Nancy Guthrie's house earlier. You see them there. walking across the roof. And as you look at that, Jesse, they're walking towards the back door there, the blue back door. Just to the right of that back door, you see a white floodlight. A drone zoomed in on that earlier. That floodlight clearly damaged, and
Yeah, it looked
interesting to
busted up.
remember that the
Look, right there.
FBI confirmed that in that
Right there, it looks kind of busted up. So these people may have been stalking from the backyard. I don't know. It could be politically motivated. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, they've been pretty good. We've been holding it down. We need to pick it up, though. We're focusing in mainly on journalism in 2026. We're doing a lot of FOIA requests. We're tracking down, like, interesting stories, like the one out of Riverside I was telling you about. So I'm going to break that story pretty soon. I just need to put the story together. This case is really intriguing, like something out of, yeah, it really is. It reminds me of a Mel Gibson movie, fucking Ransom. I mean, yeah, there's something really strange about this case. But I'm starting to lean more and more towards politically motivated. Oh shit, that's what reminds me. Did I not show that to you guys? Hold on. Yeah, I can't leave without showing that to you. Sheesh. Hopefully I recorded it. If not, we can pull it up on YouTube.
As you can imagine.
Audience looks a bit like America. It's divided. Some
Okay. No, this is only a short clip. This isn't gonna work. Here's a short clip, but let me see if I can find the whole thing.
here voted for the president in 2016 and plan to again. Some support Joe Biden, and some say they are truly undecided. We're going to get a mix of questions on a range of topics, and we're going to get
Right, Samantha Guthrie questioning Trump while he's going against Biden. Could be political, you guys, or it could be made to look political. What's up, Exotic? And maybe they're like expecting us to kind of pick up on it. Like, shit, maybe we didn't make that clear enough with our target. I can't find the link, Cindy, but someone who doesn't have mommy issues. Yeah, who doesn't have mommy issues? Wybus Trump? I don't know who Wybus Trump is. Money motivated for sure. I don't know. I mean, I'm not, people stage crime scenes all the time. Deviant. Thanks, Fishy. Found it. What's that? Email it to me. Come on now. Come on, meow. 2 episodes a week. I think February said until he's telling the story. Could be February. Where are all the old school boots on the ground? No, trust me, I'm going out there. The only thing is I have to kind of see what's up. I have a newborn and I have kids. Everybody has their own plans. Mike Essery, Sleuth, do you like Jameson whiskey? Honestly, no. I don't really like whiskey anymore. I used to, but I feel like I have like stomach problems now. Like I can't eat hot food. Like tonight I'm drinking Jaeger. Jaeger mixed with sugar-free Red Bull. It's pretty diluted. I mean, I like it. I wouldn't mind having some Jameson around the house. But no, it's not like my drink of choice. Typically I would, if I had to, I would pick like just some straight up Jack Daniels. But I don't really like whiskey right now. So either it's wine or some like Jaeger, because Jaeger isn't really your typical liquor. I think it's more of a, it might even be a wine. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Okay, let's see. What is this? Okay. Click the link. Okay, what is this? This is 21 minutes long. Abigail Williams, 13, Liberty, German, 40 Advantage. What is this? He's doing 2 episodes a week. February said until he's done with the story. Yeah, but what is it? Yeah, basically Jaeger bombers. That's what it is. It was a small bottle, but still, I mean, shit, I don't really drink. I try to drink on Fridays, but it still seems like a lot. Thick and nasty. Thick and nasty. I like vodka, Red Bull, but Jameson and Sprite is good. Robert Bell. Zero. Anthony France when it's really cold. Oh yeah, when it's cold outside, you need that cowboy heater. If I'm camping, yeah, I'll drink straight up whiskey out of the bottle. For sure. I learned that as a young man. That whiskey will warm you up. I promise you. It's just for later. It's Dan from Down the Hill is going a podcast. Wait, it's Dan. Who's Dan? Dan from Down the Hill. I don't know what that is. Delphi Case. I don't know who Dan from Down the Hill is. Sleuth, the girl broke my heart. Whiskey it is. Oh, you're brokenhearted? Damn. Nah, man. You know what you need? You need a safe place. Preferably like the wilderness, somewhere outdoors, or a place where you can go outdoors and indoors and do some mushrooms. A small bottle, a pint, a fifth, half gallon. What is small? Um, whatever. I'm not sure. The smallest bottle you can get, the Jaeger. Like it's a little tiny thing. Usually my wife goes shopping and she's like, "Hey, do you want me to grab anything?" And I'm like, "Oh, grab me a couple shooters." Or she'll just grab me some shooters. But today I was like, "Hey, grab me some Jaeger." The reason I wanted some Jaeger was because I wanted to make some Jaeger bombers because I was kind of tired. I was laying down with my son, and he was kind of falling asleep and kind of staring at me and reaching up and playing with my beard, making me all tired. So then I texted my wife and I was like, "Hey, instead of the whiskey, because my stomach's been kind of upset, get me some Jaeger." So it'll wake, and it did. Here I am with you guys.
Get to those questions in a moment. But first, with all of that ado, welcome, Mr. President, and thank you for being here.
That was very well.
Yeah, I feel like they're hiding this on the internet. I'm gonna try to find it. But this could be very well could be political.
Good with masks. I'm okay with masks. I tell people wear masks. But just the other day, they came out with a statement that 85% of the people that wear masks catch it. So, you know,
They
this
didn't
is a
say that. I
very
know that
tricky-
study.
Well, that's what I heard, and that's what I saw. And regardless, but everybody's tested, and they're tested often. And I also knew that
Gosh, COVID was such a fucking disgusting time. And now that the Epstein files are coming out, and come to find out that Bill Gates and Epstein were talking about running a fucking pandemic and shit, this is not good. And then it just so happens to be during Trump's presidency that they launch the vaccine. Yeah, I don't trust any of that shit.
hey, I'm president. I have to see people. I can't be in a basement. I can't be in a room. I have to be out.
You can see
And I
people with
also
a mask,
know-
though, right?
I can, but people with masks are catching it all the time. I mean, if you look at the governor of Virginia,
Yeah, look at all these idiots in the background with their mask. Like, man, put your mask on. Put your mask on. Yeah, where are these idiots now, you fucktards?
he was known for a mask. If you look at Tom Tillis, a great guy, he always had a
Idiot.
mask, and they caught it.
Well, there are pictures of Tom Tillis actually with one of Judge Barrett's kids not wearing a mask.
Look
But,
at
you know,
these
Chris
fucking
Christie,
weirdos.
He was part of your debate prep.
Yeah.
He was, I believe.
Oh my god. This is like, I don't know about you, but I've totally blocked this period of my life out. Look at this disgusting political display, political warfare. If you participated in this, shame on you.
At that event, he came out tonight. He was sick, very sick. He was in the hospital for about a week.
I know
He
that.
came out tonight.
You know what? This might be what's triggering somebody. Right? It's fucking triggering me. I mean, look at all these masks and the way she's talking about COVID and shaming people for not wearing masks. Like, yeah, this might have pissed somebody off. He was the producer of the Down the Hill podcast. He's the one that's speaking a lot of the times. Exotic Prairie. There you go. Yeah. You want a therapist? Take some mushrooms. X-rated vodka and Red Bull. I don't know. I think if you're gonna take vodka, you should probably do like a martini or a Cape Cod. Something like that. Look at this shit. God, I'm having flashbacks. This was such a disgusting time. And look, they're all in on it. All the politicians. Right? Bill Gates, oh, we're going to release a pandemic. We'll put Trump in so that he'll get all the conservatives on our side. And then when we launch the vaccine, they'll listen to him. Look at these people with masks. Oh God, I don't know why, but I'm upset when I see it.
The other day, they came out with a statement that 85% of the people that wear masks catch it. So, you know,
They
this
didn't
is
say
a
that.
very
I know that
tricky-
study.
Well,
That's
what I heard, and that's what I saw. And regardless, but everybody's tested.
He's like, I
and
was
they're
part of the
tested
group
often.
that launched
And I also knew
the virus.
that, hey, I'm president. I have to see people. I can't be in a basement. I can't be in a room. I have to be out.
You can see
And I
people with a
also
mask,
know-
though, right?
I can, but people with masks are catching it all the time. I mean, if you look at the governor of Virginia, he was known for a mask. If you look at Tom Tillis, a great guy, he always had a mask, and they caught it.
Well, there are pictures of Tom Tillis actually with one of Judge Barrett's kids not wearing a mask. But, you know, Chris Christie, he was part of your debate prep.
Yeah.
He was, I believe, at that event. He came out tonight. He was sick, very sick. He was in the hospital for about a week.
I know
He
that.
came out tonight and said, I was wrong not to wear a mask.
Oh my God. Yeah, this could be very triggering right here. All the mask bullshit. That was very tyrannical. You remember in California they were running up on families and kicking them off the beach? And now we realize it was all fucking bullshit. Jeez, yeah, this could be it right here. I think we're looking at some type of political retaliation or a false flag to make it appear that way. Maybe based off of this right here.
Well, I mean, he has to say that. I think it's great. He's a friend of mine. He's a good guy. And wrong or not wrong, you have to understand, as president, I can't be locked in a room someplace for the next year and just stay and do nothing. And every time I go into a crowd, I was with the parents of fallen
I'm
heroes.
triggered too, buddy.
These people are the most incredible people. And they came up to me and
Oh,
they
God.
would hug me and they would touch me. And I'm not going to not let.
What about the people that would go into like airplanes or restaurants and they would pull the mask down and then they would like drink? I mean, it was the fucking stupidest thing. God. It was the biggest psyop of our lives. And we just are all so quick to forget it. I remember that was right around the time when I created my channel. It was the first time I got like this. It wasn't even a strike or a warning. It was like something else. It's like something permanent. And it's because I talked about COVID. Now everybody's talking about COVID. Man, just such a dirty time. We're living in such a dirty time. And look at these fucking idiots behind Donald Trump. Look at them. Right? These political statements. Oh, look at them. Muzzled. Like muzzled dogs. God, it's depressing.
Them do it.
Now,
to be
there was
honest
an
with you.
event with the Gold Star
There was
families
exactly
the
right.
day
We had
after the Supreme
a
Court
Gold
event.
Star event with the most incredible
Robert.
people you've ever seen.
I agree.
And I could have chosen not to talk to him or to keep everybody away. And you know what? And I don't think that's
Wearing
probably
masks
where it was
is
caught.
fucking
Maybe it
Well, I was
stupid.
going to say, you bring it up. You brought it up yourself. I mean, are you trying to suggest that? Do you believe a grieving military family gave you COVID?
No, I don't know where it came from.
Okay.
And you don't know where it came from, and the doctors don't know where it came from. But as the president, I have to be out there. I also know.
Well, there's no one that says you can't be out there, but it's just about wearing masks and having, for example, your
But I know
rallies.
this.
Your rallies
As
don't
the-
require
Oh, my
masks.
God.
I mean, let's see.
This could be it, guys. This could be the motivator of what triggered somebody to do what they're doing now. Like, this is embarrassing to watch now. Like people pushing the whole mask stuff, like that shit's embarrassing. Because the data shows that it was all bullshit. It was all lies. It was all a scam. Even now the Epstein files show that this could have been something planned. And Trump could have been fucking in on it. Right? Pushing these fucking vaccines. It's disgusting.
Kamala, she's got people now that people have it, and I'm not
He's a
blaming
salesman.
her. I'm not saying, oh, she did a terrible thing. As president, I have to be out there. I can't be in a basement. I can't be locked in a very beautiful room someplace in the White House. And I want to see the Gold Star families, and I want to see everybody. And I also say,
Lisa's asking, can somebody tell Lisa what the Jaeger bomb is? Giving people donuts to get the shot, keeping them inside. Yeah, fuck that. It was Trump. What was it? Operation Lightspeed or something like that. He was the one that really made it happen. Like conservatives are blind to that. And that could have been the whole point of Donald Trump. Him kind of sneaking in, gaining favor of the conservative. So there was no real pushback during this pandemic that was pushed by Bill Gates. That could have been Donald Trump's role as a salesman. He's a great salesman, right? Sell it to these fringe Republicans. Because conservatives really aren't Republican or Democrat. They're, anybody that's pushing it. Because I'm a conservative. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican. If you're pushing conservative initiatives, I'm going to vote for you. And that's what Donald Trump was doing. Because when you read the Epstein files, you hear about central casting. Like they pick certain individuals to become politicians to steer us as the public, because really they're afraid of us. And I told you, I'm afraid of us too. Like we're crazy. You know what I mean? Like the masses, we're fucking crazy. I've seen riots. I've seen people get violent. Like, yeah. Like I understand what they're afraid of. Only wire a mask and had to. All bullshit. Now you got ICE wearing them. Yeah, it was Sleuth. I agree. Please turn it off, making me not like her. That's the point that I'm making. Like somebody this might be the reason that they're targeting her. Like she's very obnoxious, right? You know, that liberal obnoxious where they don't practice what they preach. They just say anything that's tactical. And then they can just renege on it at any point. It's disgusting. You know what I mean? There's just no character, no moral character at all to the liberal Democrat. I'm sorry, there's not. It's just 100% like a hive mind.
To people all the time, it's risky doing it. It is risky doing
But
it.
as
It's
president,
risky seeing people.
you're right. You don't want to. You want to be a leader, but you also are a leader and a setter
Corn
of
pop.
an example. And if you're not wearing a mask when your administration is saying best practice right now is wear a mask, no, it's not foolproof.
But many
that
people
will
are catching it. Many people are getting this disease that was sent to us by China, and it shouldn't have been allowed to happen. But many people are getting this, and
Me neither,
nobody's
Anthony.
being
Me neither.
blamed. Everybody is working hard to get this thing.
But look at all these weirdos in the background. Don't you remember that? Don't you remember these people that your neighbors that called you a killer? Remember when you walked into a store and you weren't wearing a mask? And they said, "You're going to kill my grandma." Do you remember that? So you have to remember these psyops. They can literally create a situation where they don't have to kill you. They will have your neighbors do it for them. Man, I remember I walked in, I was going through the mall with my eldest daughter. I think it was one of her birthdays. And it was around the time of the pandemic. And I walked into this store and everybody was wearing masks everywhere. But me and my daughter, we weren't. I told her we're not doing it. We're not doing that. She's like, "Okay, we're not doing it." She's like, "I agree with that, Dad." And we walked into some stores and they were like, "We're not serving you." They literally kicked us out for not wearing a mask. So if
Out of
anybody,
our country, get it out of the world. Look at what's going on in Europe.
so if you guys want to talk about Nazi Germany, that's what Nazi Germany was all about. Was what was going on in America during the pandemic. Man, places like Australia were 100 times worse. It was disgusting. And our psyche just wants to forget about it like it never happened. I don't know about you guys, but I'm quick to fucking forget about it. And that's the problem. We just want to forget about it, and we shouldn't. We should not forget about what they did to us. And the Australian people, oh man, I feel for you guys. Everybody forgets about that. It made me so grateful for the Second Amendment. Man, God, this could be what triggered the kidnapping right here. Here, fuck it. Let's just keep playing it.
Massive spikes. They've done a very good job, but now you take a look today at the UK, you take a look at Spain and France.
No,
and Italy.
Cindy, look at this
There's
shit.
tremendous
Now
spikes.
is the
But our
right
death
time.
rate is worse than, well, not Spain, but those
Well,
other
I
countries.
have things.
Look, Cindy, this is what happened here. This is what pissed him off. And this is the video that kind of reminded
The
them.
start of a very special and very personal new series. It's called
This-
Homecoming Today.
And Savannah, we're going to start with you. You took us back to your old stomping
yeah,
ground.
the kidnapper,
yes,
I
here we
think,
go.
is
You know,
from
I'm really
Tucson.
excited about this. When people ask me, where are you from? I'm always
So the kidnapper's from Tucson, right? He sees this, and he
Right here
remembers
that will
this.
tell you exactly the opposite.
Me too.
So the UK is up 2,000.
Because I don't know about you guys, but when I watched this, I was fucking so angry. I was pissed because I wanted him to win. He's the conservative candidate. You know what I mean? I was part of that dialectic.
1,500% because I knew you'd be doing this. I know you very well. The UK is up.
Okay, so somebody that was pissed off about this could have seen this, which is very recent. This is October of 2025.
proud when I say Tucson, Arizona. I grew up there, went to college there. My mom still lives there. And honestly, a part of me has really never left.
Right. Somebody pissed off about what she did to Donald Trump, one of these radical rights, or even somebody trying to create a false flag to make it appear as somebody on a radical right. It's like, remember, she's an opponent, and she could be a symbol. So in October of 2025, she does this huge Today show coming back home to Tucson. And this is right in my neighborhood here, right around. This is an hour drive.
So thanks to our sponsor, Visit Tucson, I got a chance to go home to show you everything from the giants of the desert to the people who raised me, and really why Tucson is unlike anywhere else in the world.
There is no place like home, especially when home is as stunning a place as Tucson, Arizona, where the sunsets paint the sky every single night, and every cactus is an old friend. Prickly pear, saguaro.
Oh, here we go. Here's the Jägermeister or the Jaeger bomber. You take a shot of Jägermeister and you have a glass of Red Bull, and you drop the shot into the glass of Red Bull and you chug it. See, that's the traditional. But for me, anytime you mix Jaeger and Red Bull, it's a Jaeger bomber.
This is the jumping cholla, because if you walk past it and brush it, it jumps out at you.
Crazy
Or,
like a fox.
in some cases, frenemy. Ow. Still sharp.
does the
but
fox
Tucson is
say?
more than its breathtaking landscape. It's a vibrant community and canvas.
Hi, Joe. I'm Savannah Guthrie. Nice to meet you. This is beautiful.
Joe Padgett has
I guarantee that Savannah Guthrie doesn't know shit about Tucson. Everything that she's showing you about Tucson is not Tucson. But I digress.
transformed Tucson one wall at a time, turning bland buildings into colorful celebrations of desert life and culture.
Just gonna do a little arc like that.
Okay. I'm leaving my mark on Tucson.
Yeah, that's a finished Gila monster tail.
And speaking of desert creatures, no trip to Tucson is complete without visiting the Arizona Sonora Desert Museum. A frequent elementary school field trip for me, it's home to hundreds of animals native to the Sonoran Desert. Like javelinas, those wild rascals that were
That's all you
always
can do,
knocking
Cindy.
over our trash cans growing up.
That's why I love
and
you.
a brand new bouncing baby.
This is our porcupine pine cone who actually came to us from New York.
After weeks in quarantine, he's making his
Good
big
night.
debut with us.
Honey, I'm bringing home a pet.
But it was all just a warm-up for Klaus.
He's about as close to a flying puppy as you can get.
Okay.
So
Woman, 53, dies in hometown, felled by ferocious puppy owl. Klaus. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh my God.
So this is Klaus.
Hi, Klaus.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Hey, Klaus. Well, it was nice to meet you and everything. Okay. Bye. Overcome.
Yeah, that's the way I saw it, Brian. So we're basically seeing a tutorial on how to kidnap her and how vulnerable her mother is. Her mother is actually featured in this segment. So I believe that this could very well be the trigger for the kidnappers. Because here in a moment, you're going to see her mother presented and a lot of information presented. This is why you never present any information about your personal life online, right? You don't give your dog's names, you don't give birth dates, you don't give your kids names, middle names, anything like that, because that's what hackers are doing. They're trying to piece things together on how to kind of wiggle into your world, right? Don't let them wiggle into your world. And most times you can't prevent it. You know, it's just the way it is.
I mean, your fears.
Yes, you did fantastic. You did fantastic.
And speaking of girls gone wild, Tucson is also where I went to college.
I can't believe it. I'm back. This is my alma mater, the University of Arizona. It's just as beautiful and sunny as it ever was. But I want to meet some real students of today.
No.
I know just where to go. Knock, knock. Mr. President.
Hey,
Hi.
Savannah.
Yeah,
Great to see you. Just reading about you.
Oh my gosh. It is so good to be back in
Great
Tucson.
to see you. Welcome.
I'm a hugger. This is home.
That's fantastic.
Where-
We're so happy you're back.
Where are all the students?
You remember them all.
Yes.
Welcome home.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
I'm here, but where is everybody?
Welcome back home, Savannah.
I think this is my sorority house. I think this is the Pi house. I gotta go. Hello? Anybody home? Hello? Yes. Oh, hi. I'm Savannah Guthrie. Pi, pledge class 90.
1 second. You might want to back up a little bit.
Back in my day, we just did the secret handshake. Now, they have a viral TikTok dance. You guys just won Best Pi chapter in the country. That's what we used to do. What does it mean to you to be a Pi and be part of this organization?
I find myself becoming a better version of who I am every single day that I'm in Pi. We have the most amazing emerging leaders, and I'm just so proud of all of them.
Well, it's so fun to be back here. It's been a long, long time.
Actually, we did find something of yours, and we have a little surprise for you.
Okay. I remember this. This used to hang on the wall.
Yeah, it still does.
Big hair, don't care. Okay, let's see.
There you
I
are.
am.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. There we are. That's my natural hair color. Guys, thank you so much for having me. I've had the best time. Should we do?
Isn't there a lot of personal information being released in this video for a potential kidnapper?
One more cheer before I go.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's go. 3, 2, 1.
But by far, my
Take care, Bert.
favorite part about Tucson is family. El Charro is the oldest family-owned Mexican
what about
restaurant in
El Charro?
America, and the
What about El Charro? What about the owners of El Charro?
perfect place to catch up with mine, my mom Nancy and sister Annie.
I come here every time I come home to Tucson. I have to come to El Charro. How long has El Charro been here?
103 years.
Carlota Flores has run El Charro for over 50 years, taking over from her great aunt Monica, the woman who's said to have invented the chimichanga. She treated us to a tradition from back in Prohibition, when women playing cards would hide their tequila in teacups.
See, women hiding things. Carlota, what are you hiding?
Cheers. Cheers. I love being home. Don't drink the whole thing. Well, Mom, you guys came here in the 70s.
Right? She's hiding the kidnapping like she hided her tequila.
And you'd been moving all around. What made you want to stay in Tucson
She
and
hid
plant
her
roots?
tequila.
So wonderful. Just the air, the quality of life is laid
There's
back
Nancy.
and gentle. Yeah, I like to watch the javelina eat my plants.
But the best thing about Tucson is coming home and
Yes.
seeing you guys. Should we raise a glass?
Prickly pear margarita. Cheers.
Cheers.
Love you.
Love you.
From the love of family to the familiar beauty of the scenery, I will always be a daughter of the desert.
Mm-hmm. All right, you guys can call it.
$2,500%. The EU's up 722%, and the United States is down 21%.
But we have, our deaths per capita is among the highest among industrially.
Excess mortality, we're a winner on the excess mortality. And what we've done has been amazing, and we have done an amazing job. And it's rounding the
This could be a COVID triggered crime. What do you guys think about that? If you think it could be a COVID triggered crime, put a 1 in the comments. If you think it is not, and that's ridiculous, put a 2. Do it now.
corner, and we have the vaccines coming and we have the therapies coming. And I'll tell you what, one thing, when I got it, I had a choice, do nothing or use some of the things that we're looking at, like in this case, Regeneron. Yeah. And Eli Lilly makes something that's supposed to be incredible. And I think that maybe I wouldn't be doing this discussion with you right now. We have therapies now and cures, maybe you can use the word cure, but we have therapies that are absolutely incredible.
I want to pick up on something you just said. You said we're rounding the corner.
I believe we're rounding the corner.
Now, 10% of the country approximately has had COVID. That means 80, 90%, 90%, let's do the math, is still vulnerable.
Right.
There's been some talk, including from the White House lately, that perhaps it approves of what's called herd immunity. That's where you basically just let young people and everybody get sick. You try to protect the old people and those who are sick, and hopefully it gets up to a certain level, and now we're all immune. Yeah. So let's just be clear about it. It also means more deaths. Do you support herd immunity as a strategy? Essentially just let people get sick.
The cure cannot be worse than the problem itself. We did the right thing. We were expected to lose 2,200,000 people and maybe more than that. We're at 210,000 people. One person is too much. It should have never happened because of China. It happened because of China. And you have to get that and understand that. But it shouldn't have happened. But we were expected to lose. If you look at the original charts from original doctors who are respected by everybody, 2,200,000. That
2 million figure, though, is if you literally did nothing. The 2 million figure is if you did absolutely nothing, it would be 2 million. The question is, should the deaths be better than 200,000 when relative to the rest of the world we have a worse death rate?
I left North Carolina, which I love. I left Pennsylvania.
Brother fellas in the back, sweet singers in the front, cruising down the freeway in the hot, hot sun. Suddenly red blue lights flash us from behind. Loud voice booming, please step out onto the line. Ballet bridge words of comfort, Cena just hides her eyes. Policeman taps the shades, is that a Chevy 69? How bizarre. How bizarre.
Michigan, because that governor has a lockdown where nobody but her husband can do anything. He can go boating and do whatever he wants, but nobody else can. The fact is we're winning all these cases because it's unconstitutional what they're doing. And I think they're doing it for political reasons. But the fact is the cure, you can't let this continue to go on with the lockdowns.
Well,
and I believe that on November 4th, you're going to have a lot of these governors. Look at what's happening to New York. New York is a mess. They lost almost 40,000 people.
Yeah,
they have a
lockdown
like you've never seen.
I'm sorry, but New York sucks.
Let's get
and so on, it's very important. People are
California,
leaving New
too.
York by the thousands, and you're going to have a hard time ever building it up again. So that cure, that so-called cure that you talk about, it can't be worse than the problem. The problem is a bad problem.
We've got more questions on COVID, so let's drop it for now. We were supposed to, as mentioned, be watching you on a debate stage right now. We're not doing that, so let's clear up a few things from the last one. You were asked point blank to denounce white supremacy. In the moment, you didn't. You asked some follow-up questions. Who specifically? A couple of days later, on a different show, you
always
denounced
do.
white supremacy.
No, you
My
always do
question
this.
to you is,
You've done this to
why
me and
does
everybody.
it seem like
I denounce white supremacy, okay?
You did
I
2 days
denounced
later.
white supremacy for years, but you always do it. You always start off with a question. You didn't ask Joe Biden whether or not he denounces Antifa. I watched him on the same basic show with Lester Holt, and he was asking questions like Biden was a child.
so this is a little bit of a dodge.
Are you listening? I denounce white supremacy.
Okay.
What's your next question?
Do you feel, it feels sometimes you're hesitant to do so, like you wait.
Look at all of these fucking idiots in the background. I don't know about you guys, but I was never a mask wearer. Like the only time I ever wore a mask, me or my wife, was when it was like a rule apparently when we flew to Idaho this one year. Because we always flew to Coeur d'Alene for our anniversary. And one year we had to wear these fucking masks. It was so stupid. We were literally, everybody was just breathing out of these masks. It was the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. This right here was the biggest control psyop that has ever happened to us, you guys. Look at these masks. This right here is a symbol of, in my opinion, worse things to come. The fact that you motherfuckers allowed this, you idiots, may have placed us in further danger, unfortunately. God, you disgust me.
Here we go again. Every time, in fact, my people came. I'm sure they'll
You
ask
little
you a white
mutt.
supremacy question. I denounce white supremacy.
Okay.
And frankly, you want to know something? I denounce Antifa, and I denounce these people on the left that are burning down our cities that are run by Democrats who don't
All right,
know what
while
they're
we're
doing.
denouncing, let me ask you about QAnon. It is this theory that Democrats are a satanic pedophile ring and that you are the
my God,
savior
disgusting.
of that. Now, can you just once and for all
Look at the symbolism of these people separated with these masks. It is total control. And the Epstein files, to me, are just proof and clear communication of what this all is. It's this group of people who are literally controlling us. Man, this shit is crazy. This could be what triggered the kidnapping of Nancy. Is this bullshit right here? Because I mean, it's pissing me off. I totally forgot about it. Right? I blocked it out of my memory. I totally forgot about Savannah Guthrie giving this annoying interview of Donald Trump. I remember this pissing me off like no other. I literally blocked it out of my damn mind. This is probably what triggered somebody. So when she came and did her homecoming, they were like, you know what? We're doing this. This could be political.
state that
In my
that is
opinion.
completely
Or a
not
false flag
true?
made to
Is
appear
it about
political.
QAnon in its entirety?
I know nothing about QAnon.
I just told
I
you.
know very little.
I just told you, like, that's fucking, like, who talks like that? Like, that is just so nasty. And then look at all of the fucking idiots in the background. Look at this. God, this is triggering me. Right? The whole COVID bullshit was very upsetting for me because I knew what it was. I saw it coming. You know, it was coming out of China. And what is the Liberal Democrat Party? It's a socialist movement. Right? Just like the Chinese. Like it's an attack on America. You guys need to fucking wake up to that. Look at these masks back here. But that doesn't mean that Donald Trump's not in on it. Right? He's there potentially to appear to be on our side. But that doesn't mean that we still don't have our side. Even though he may be faking it, we still have a side. So don't forget about that.
You told me, but what you tell me doesn't necessarily make it fact. I hate to say that. I know nothing about it. I do know they are very much against pedophilia. They fight it very hard, but I know nothing about it.
They believe it is
If
a
you'd like me
satanic cult
to
run by the deep
study the
state.
subject, I'll tell you what I do know about. I know about Antifa, and I know about the radical left, and I know how violent they are and how vicious they are, and I know how they're burning down cities run by Democrats, not run by
Republican
Republicans.
Senator Ben Sass said, quote, QAnon is nuts and real leaders call conspiracy theories. Conspiracy.
Holy shit. Is this a QAnon thing? Are we looking at the first real world QAnon conflict? Here, let's do this. Corn Pop 123 says it's an interesting angle because the mom went missing when the Epstein file. Exactly. That's my point. This is like some Epstein shit. Like all of the tactics and angles that we're seeing in the Epstein files are what we're seeing now when the Epstein files are being dropped. God, what a great point. That's what I've been trying to say. Here, let's go to Grok. The probability that the Nancy Guthrie disappearance kidnapping is directly tied to QAnon, as in orchestrated by, motivated by, centrally involving QAnon believers, drops or core ideology is extremely low. I put it under 5% and closer to 1 to 2% based on available evidence as of early February 7th, 2026. Yeah, that's the problem. Right, that's the problem with Grok or even Chat GPT. Honestly, there's nothing that beats the web sleuth. I don't care what any of you motherfuckers say. There is nothing more effective than the web sleuth. They put immense pressure on law enforcement that wouldn't be there otherwise. It's extremely important. It's like a race. Like who else is going to race these fucking idiots? It sucks. It's the luck of the draw. If you live in a certain jurisdiction, if you're murdered, you're stuck with those investigators, right? You don't get people don't meet up and talk about how they're going to put together this great team to fucking solve your murder. No, you're stuck with these shitty investigators who may or may not be corrupt, right? And you're lucky if the FBI gets involved. But if it's anything like the Delphi murders, they'll just kick them off. Shitty. Brian Solera, in your honest opinion, Sleuth, do you think this ends up with death? Be it the perps? No, honestly, this is what I think is going to happen. They're going to set a precedent. They're going to exploit the FBI. The FBI may possibly be involved. Honestly, this could be like some kind of weird false flag. The more and more that I investigate, the more and more that I see that it's a political thing. Do I think they took her out of state? Absolutely. I think that the kidnappers are from out of state. If this is political, they came from out of state. I mean, think about it. If you had the money and the power, Brian, how would you do it? Think about it. How would you commit a kidnapping ransom? Are you going to be like some neighbor kid and you just kidnap her and you take her to your house and bring her over to the basement and hopefully they pay the ransom to a Bitcoin? Yeah, I mean that's possible. Actually, that might be that might be pretty good. So hopefully hopefully the FBI has checked everybody that lives, you know, shit, Nancy could be fucking right there. You know what I mean? She could be in one of those houses right there. So hopefully they're checking all those houses nearby. Cuz honestly, that's the way to do it, right? But the professional, we're not talking about the opportunistic, technically savvy hacker slash strange neighbor. This is somebody that's politically motivated, could be from within the area, probably from Tucson, but has assistance out of the state. That way they could take her completely out of the state. And you could bring in outside hitters, right? That's the way to do it. You bring in outside hitters. They come in, they grab her, and they take her right out using some kind of unmarked vehicle. Corn Pop, I think her body will be found within miles of the house. Nope. I think she's still alive. I don't know. I mean, shit. For all we know, you guys, honestly, after reading the fucking Epstein files recently, for all I know, Savannah's in on it. Fucking Donald Trump's in on it. Nancy's in on it. We are living in a time of confusion. But there is one thing I want to tell you guys. Look, living in Arizona, one thing that we've gotten used to is cartels in Mexico holding people for ransom. So, to tell you the truth, the first thing that I thought of, Tucson being close, just Arizona in general, Savannah being a political rival of Donald Trump. Donald Trump at war with the Mexican cartels, and the Mexican cartels basically running Tucson, Arizona, southern New Mexico, places like San Diego, Tijuana, San Juan, places like that. Juarez. I mean, I'm telling you guys, this could be some cartel shit. Honestly. I mean, ransom, that's what they do. Donald Trump. But the thing is that I don't understand why the cartel would do that. Why they would target Savannah when she's a Democrat. She's basically part of the cartel politically. I don't know, Exotic. You know what? Right now, there's no proof that Donald Trump has anything to do with like child sex trafficking or any of that. It's just a big gaslight thing, right? Could he? Yes. But is everything that I've seen, and I've been reading through the Epstein files, Trust me, I've been 100 steps ahead of all of you. I'm all over that shit. There's nothing in there. There's some things mentioned in a journal about Trump, but it's real brief. There's stuff about Epstein saying he's like the worst of the worst and things like that. But I mean, there's nothing solid there. And even Julian Assange from WikiLeaks, who is the ultimate hacker, if you will, says no matter what anybody says, like there's nothing on Trump. So when you see, and even if there is anything on Trump, you have to say, well, he was always a Democrat to begin with. So if he's somehow friends with Epstein further than just being like one of these rich people, because Epstein had hundreds of friends, right? He was friends with anybody that was rich. If you were a movie star, a boxing promoter, if you had money, like he was trying to solicit some of it for his projects. So why wouldn't you be connected to Donald Trump? You know what I mean? So I'm not really seeing anything further than that. I'm open to it. And right now the narrative is that they kind of put in Trump through what is called central casting and brought him in as like a salesman. And I can see that. Like, right? If he's connected to Epstein, what really happened was he's friends with the Clintons, and he just sold this whole idea of conservatism and an end to political correctness for reasons of selling, to specific people like me, because I definitely was bought. I definitely was sold. I remember thinking, like if anybody could beat Hillary Clinton. No, I remember thinking nobody could beat Hillary Clinton because she's part of the Illuminati. I was like, there's no way that they allow somebody like Donald Trump, who is an enemy of Hillary Clinton, to become president. I was like, there's just no way. Like, it's not going to happen. And then he became president, and I was shocked. I was like, no fucking way that this anti-politically correct person is now the president, right? And he's against Hillary Clinton. I should have known right then and there that was a farce. Like that they were in on it together. Just like George W. Bush. Man, what a disgusting realization. Yeah, it's not fun. Let's see. Here, let's play this.
Theory. Why not just say it's crazy and not true?
He may be right. I just don't know about QAnon.
You do know.
I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know.
Let me ask you another thing.
Let's waste a whole show. You start off with white supremacy. I denounce it. You start off with something else. Let's go. Keep asking me these questions.
I do have one more in this vein.
Let me just tell you, what I do hear about it is they are very strongly against pedophilia. And I agree with that. I mean, I do agree with that, and I agree with it.
But there's not a satanic pedophile cult being run by.
I know
You
nothing
don't
about
know
that.
Okay.
No, I don't know
You
that.
just this
neither
week.
do you know that.
Okay, just this week you
Why aren't
retweeted.
you asking me about Antifa? Why aren't you asking me about the radical left?
Because you're
Why
voluntary.
It's interesting because the FBI sent in specifically a team that deals with online pedophilia, crimes against children, CAC. It's called ICAC, and it's specifically to combat online sex crimes against children. And they were there on her property. So it's interesting that she says this.
Something else. Let's go. Keep asking me these questions.
I do have one more in this vein.
Let me just tell you what I do hear about it is they are very strongly against pedophilia, and I agree with that. I mean, I do agree with that, and I agree
But
with
there's
it
not
very
a
strongly.
satanic pedophile.
Like she's upset about it.
No idea. I know
You
nothing
don't know
about
that?
She's like, you don't know that? It's not a satanic cult? Like it, you know what I mean? It's almost, it makes you wonder about what's really going on. Like, what's really going on? Why is the FBI sending in this online cyber team that they would send in for somebody like Kagan Klein? Why are they sending that in? And why is she seemingly sticking up for like child CSAM? What are we missing about this case?
Okay.
No, I don't know
You
that.
just
And neither,
this
neither
week.
do you know that.
Okay, just this week
Why,
you
why aren't you
retweeted.
asking me about Antifa? Why aren't you asking me
'Cause you
about the
just-
radical left?
because you're
Why aren't
volunteering
you asking Joe Biden questions about why doesn't he condemn Antifa? Why does he say it doesn't exist?
Because you're here before
Antifa,
me.
no, so cute. Antifa exists. They're vicious, they're violent, they kill people, and they're burning down our cities. And they happen to be radical left.
Just this week, you retweeted to your 87 million followers a conspiracy theory that Joe Biden orchestrated to have SEAL Team 6, the Navy SEAL Team 6, killed to cover up the fake death of bin Laden. Now, why would you send a lie like that to your followers? You retweeted
That was a retweet. That was a
Doesn't that sound like some Epstein shit right there?
They're vicious, they're violent, they
Listen
kill
to
people,
this.
and they're burning down our cities.
Right out of the
and they
Epstein
happen to
files.
be radical left.
Just this week, you retweeted to your 87 million followers a conspiracy theory that Joe Biden orchestrated to have SEAL Team 6, the Navy SEAL Team 6, killed to cover up the fake death of bin Laden. Now, why would you send a lie
I know
like that
nothing
to your
about
followers?
it.
You
Can I-
retweeted
That was
it.
a retweet. That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide
I
for
don't get
themselves.
that.
I
You're
don't
the
take a
president. You're
position.
not like someone's crazy uncle who can just retweet whatever.
That was a retweet, and I do a lot of retweets. And frankly, because the media is so fake and so corrupt, if I didn't have social media, I don't call it Twitter, I call it social media, I wouldn't be able to get the word out. And the word
word
is,
is
and you know what the word is? The word is very simple. We're building our country stronger and better than it's ever been before. And that's what's happening, and everybody knows it.
Okay, we
You
got
know
a
what
bunch
else
of
the word
questions
is?
for you.
We're winning in a lot of states.
Okay.
We're winning in a lot of states. You're gonna
Let
see
me
that.
ask, okay, I'm glad you brought up the
Jesus.
election because I do want to ask about that. That's another kind of leftover item. A lot of people have asked you, will you accept a peaceful transfer of power? You have said repeatedly, the only way we lose this election is if it is rigged. Now, that is simply not true. The fact is, either candidate can lose fair and square without.
Don't judge me by this, but the more and more that I watch this, the less and less that I trust her. The more and more that I watch her behavior during this, I wonder if somehow she's involved in this. Caster friendly, is that Savannah? Yes, that's Savannah.
Ballot fraud.
And
So
you know
will you
what?
accept the results
Win or
of the
lose, That's the
election?
way I want it to be. But when I see thousands of ballots, right, unsolicited ballots being given out by the millions, and thousands of them are dumped in dumpsters, and when you see ballots with the name Trump, military ballots from our great military, and they're dumped in garbage cans.
That is a handful. We could go all night, which we won't.
No,
but
no,
we
it's
could go all
happening
night,
every day.
one by one, a single case, a single day. You're talking about 150 million votes. Your own FBI director says there is no evidence of widespread
Oh, really?
fraud.
Well, then he's not doing a very good job. All you have to do is pick up the papers every day. 50,000 in Ohio, the great state of Ohio. 50,000 in another location, I think North Carolina. 500,000 applications in Virginia. No, there's a tremendous problem. But let me just.
Also, this could be an attempt to silence Savannah, right? If she's a journalist and she's a very capable person, She has a law degree. She has multiple degrees. Like, we're talking about a very capable individual. There's also a chance that she uncovered something, and this is an attempt to silence her.
Just tell you, they talk about the peaceful transfer, right? They spied on my campaign and they got caught, and they spied heavily on my campaign, and they tried to take down a duly elected sitting president. And then they talk about, will you accept a peaceful transfer? And the answer is yes, I will. But I want it to be an honest election, and so does everybody else. When I see thousands of ballots dumped.
Yes, Exotic Prairie. This is painful. This is bringing back a lot of pain, like horrible memories. Like that whole scamdemic bullshit. Look at these fucking liberal idiots in the background. You remember everybody pushing the mask and telling you that if you don't wear a mask, you're killing their grandma? You remember that fucking stupid shit? Oh gosh, I hate everything that I'm seeing right here. And I think that that could very well have triggered what's happening right now.
In a garbage can, and they happen to have my name on it, I'm not happy about that.
Okay, but just those are there is in fact no evidence of widespread fraud, and you were sowing doubt about our democracy.
How can you say that? You do read newspapers.
I do.
You do watch the news.
Yes,
I know you read the news, but you watch it.
I do.
Because every day they're talking about ballots that are corrupt, that are fraudulent.
And millions that are being processed right now.
But you can win a race. Take a look at me. You can win a race by 1%.
So why are you laying the groundwork for that right now? It's like if I go play tennis with my husband and I say my ankle's hurting right now.
I don't want that to happen, Savannah. I want it to be clean.
Okay.
I really feel we're going to win. But I want this to be clean. But it's sort of ironic that you and them talk about the peaceful transfer when I spent 3.5 years fighting off these maniacs. And now it turns out everything's there, that they were the ones that dealt with Russia. And it's too bad. But peaceful transfer, I absolutely want that. But ideally, I don't want to transfer because I want to win.
Yes, and I think that your words will probably reassure some folks. Let's get to our first voter. We've got Jacqueline Lugo. Now, she is, I told you this audience is truly split between y'all.
Oh my god. This is this is so triggering. I hate it. This has raised my blood pressure. Yes. Gosh, it's because we totally like blocked it out. We blocked out what they did to us. We just totally forgave them like it didn't happen. We're so happy that it's over. Please don't do it. Please, Master. Please don't do it to us again. Don't muzzle us. Right? Remember, everybody, you're killing our grandparent. You're a murderer for not wearing a mask. This is the problem with this emotional political party. These people are being targeted to be recruited into that party to be weaponized. It's obvious to a lot of people. But look at this shit.
You are leaning Biden. She voted for Clinton in 2016. She's registered as an independent. Jacqueline, what's your question for the president? And you hold the mic up close and take off your mic because it's hard to hear out here.
Good evening.
She took off her mask.
Welcome to Miami.
Thank you very much. It's beautiful.
Mr. President, if you knew COVID-19, as you told Bob Woodward in February.
As what?
As you told Bob Woodward in February, was airborne and deadlier than the flu, why did you only put in place a travel ban from China and not put in place other measures mitigating the spread of COVID-19, potentially saving tens of thousands of American lives?
Well, I did put it in very early, as you know. Joe Biden was 2 months behind me, and he called.
I think the better question is what the fuck is going on with her left eye? Why didn't you lock everyone in there? Why didn't you kill everybody? The only real way to stop the spread of COVID-19 is to murder everyone. That's the only way to guarantee the stop of the spread. Kill them all.
American lives.
Well, I did put it in very early, as you
Look
know.
at her
Joe
left
Biden was 2
eyebrow.
months behind me, and he called me
What the
xenophobic
fuck?
and racist and everything else because I put it in. And it turned out that I was 100% right. I also put it on Europe very early because I saw there was a lot of infection in Europe. And it's sort of an amazing question, and I appreciate the question and respect the question, but the news doesn't get out the right answer because I put on a travel ban far earlier than Dr. Fauci thought it was necessary, who I like, far earlier than the scientists. I was actually the only one that wanted to put it on, and I did it actually against the advice of a lot of people, including Nancy Pelosi, who had no clue what she was doing.
Wow. That was fucking funny. Here, let's put her back on screen. So, after the vax, your eyebrow gets all fucked up like that. Looks like you had a drunk plastic surgeon.
Get out the right answer because I put on a travel ban far earlier than Dr. Fauci thought it was necessary, who I like, far earlier than the scientists. I was actually the only one that wanted to put it on, and I did it actually against the advice of a lot of people, including Nancy Pelosi, who had no clue what she was doing, and Biden. When I put on the travel ban, I put it on in January, the end of January. When I put on the travel ban, Joe Biden and others said, "This is ridiculous. You don't do that." Well, Dr. Fauci said I saved thousands and thousands of lives.
Did you?
I was early. I was extremely early when I put on the travel ban.
Can I ask you, did your national security advisor on January 28th in the Oval Office warn you that this would be the greatest national security risk of your administration? He didn't say it, or you don't remember?
I read it someplace. Maybe Woodward said it or something. But no, he did not say that. But I knew it was a big threat. At the same time, I don't want to panic this country. I don't want to go out and say everybody's going to die. Everybody's
Isn't there a middle ground? You don't have to mislead, but you can.
No, there's not a middle ground. You have to be safe, you have to be vigilant, and you have to be smart.
You're going to like this next couple of voters. It's a mom and a daughter.
Good.
Mom, Barbara, voted for you in 2016. She's leaning to vote for you again. Now, her daughter was
What's
too
a
young to
nap?
vote last time.
Where's
She's going
a
to vote for
nappy?
her first time in a presidential
I don't know what
campaign.
that is.
And she is leaning Biden. So imagine the dinner.
Look at this woman right here. She's wearing a mask on her face. You support that, Michelle? Is that your thing? You like that? You like people being muzzled now that we know that it was for absolutely no reason, including the vaccines? You still support it? Come on now.
Table at their house, okay? So, Barbara, why don't you go first and ask your question?
Bienvenido a Miami.
Thank you.
Mr. Trump, as a frontline ER doctor working through the coronavirus pandemic, I know firsthand, and I've seen that many hospitals throughout the United States are suffering financial hardships. These economic effects are trickling down to the frontline workers. We are being, across the country, frontline workers are being fired, they're being furloughed, our salaries are being cut. And this is also happening in other economic sectors as well, including the travel industry and hospitality. My question to you is, how are you going to get the United States back on track, both in terms of the economy and the pandemic?
Look at all these
What's
idiots.
happening? We just set a record, 11.4 million jobs. We are going to have a phenomenal third quarter, which will be announced on November 1st, just prior to the big November 3rd day, where I think you're going to see a red wave. But we're going to have a
Let's see. Michelle says the vaccine was good and helped people. The vaccine didn't help anybody. It actually killed a bunch of people. It killed more people than were killed by COVID. And you still support it for community health? Jesus.
tremendous announcement. I believe. I mean, we're going to find
That
out.
tells
But
me a lot,
GDP is
Michelle.
going through the roof. Jobs, real estate, houses. So many things are happening. So people were saying we we're going to have a 42% unemployment. Look, this was a thing that came into our country, and it happened more than 100 years ago, and it happened now. They were talking about a 42% unemployment
Who
rate.
was talking
It
about
came
that?
out-
I heard
it just
20%.
came out at 7.8% unemployment unemployment, and people can't even believe it. Our economy is going to be next year, if we don't have somebody that raises taxes and quadruples taxes, which they want to do and kills everything, our economy is going to be phenomenal next year. We're going to have a phenomenal, and I'll tell you, Savannah, we had the greatest economy in the history of our country last year, including the state of Florida, where we are now, and Pennsylvania, and North Carolina, and Ohio, every place. We had the greatest economy we ever had. We had to close it down. We saved 2 million lives. We're opening it up. We have a V shape, and it's coming back. It's coming back very fast. One other thing, we really helped the hospitals. We've sent billions and billions of dollars to the hospitals. In addition, hundreds of millions of masks and gowns. And we went into the ventilator business because this country was not equipped with ventilators. And I'm not blaming anybody for it, but we're now making thousands of ventilators a month, and we have all we can use. We're sending them all over the world because the world needs them. So they've worked very hard and really very, very effectively. Thank you. Great question.
Let's talk to Isabella and put the mic close to your mouth. Okay, go ahead.
Mr. President, my parents are, as you heard, both frontline healthcare workers, and I've seen the physical and the mental tolls that this pandemic has taken on.
Let's go to Casper Friendly. Casper Friendly says it gave my dad 2 heart attacks. Yeah, you're not going to hear about that in mainstream or public media, and most people get their that's how most people get their information. But the truth is, it's a lot.
Them firsthand, as well as the exacerbation of coronavirus due to Americans who are not wearing masks or participating in social distancing. After contracting COVID-19 yourself, has your opinion changed on the importance of mask wearing?
No, because I was okay with the masks. I was good with it, but I've heard many different stories on masks. I mean, I had, being president, you have people, they bring meals, they bring this, and I had an instance recently where a very wonderful person is bringing me a meal, and he's playing with his mask, and he's touching his mask all over the place, and then he's bringing a plate in, and I'm saying, well, I don't know if that's so good. I mean, the good news, I didn't eat it, okay? I decided not to eat it. This was a month ago, but look, you have on the masks, you have 2 stories. You have a story where they want, a story where they don't want. I am all for it.
I don't get that, because it's just all of your public health officials, your administration, they're in unison about this. No. They're all in unison about it. The University of Washington, which is
First of all you have to do is go back and watch the first videos coming out of China. The videos that triggered everybody here in the United States were these videos of people who are walking around the grocery store and just killing over and falling over and dying. Those are the videos that we saw online. And then after we saw them killing over and dying, we saw them sending drones out, spraying some kind of mist throughout the street. Of course, that's going to create fear, right? That scared us. But the truth is, it was fake. There's nothing real about it. And we know that. The data tells us that that was all fucking bullshit. And I know that for a fact. I had COVID twice. I had it the first time, it was really bad. And then the second time, it was no worse than the flu. And then I never had it again. And I've never taken a vaccine. I wouldn't recommend anybody taking a vaccine. Apparently, it could cause issues with your heart, right? We know that now. That it was something that was pushed upon the people like some kind of weird psyop. And if you don't believe that, go look at the Epstein files, right? They're all in on it together. It's not like it's the left and the left versus the right. It's the left and the right versus us. And it's depressing to me because I used to know that. I used to know that, but it took somebody like a Donald Trump, like a salesman, to come in and kind of shake things up. So don't let anybody distract you. You know what I mean? And remember, it's always the people before the government. Do not get distracted. But that's all I have for you guys. If you need to get a hold of me, sleuthintuition@gmail.com. Go check out my website, sleuthintuition.com. And go grab some merch, right? It funds the operation. Go do it now. Peace.